Alrighty, so we got Geometry 2.1, monitoring progress, numbers 3 to 5. For 3 and 4, we are supposed to write out the negation of a statement. So the negation is just the kind of the opposite of the statement. So the shirt is green. Well, the negation of that statement is the shirt is not green. So you're just adding not to a statement. By the way, sometimes we use this notation P or maybe Q. It's like a variable. Instead of writing these statements over and over and over again, we would just write the letter P is green. And then we would use this little tilde, which is kind of like a negative sign, to mean the negation of the statement. And that would be shirt is not green. Let's take a look at another example. 4. Here, the shoes are not red is the original statement. So our negation, so if this is P, then not P, little tilde P, would be the shoes are not red, or simply the shoes are red. So it's just the opposite of the original statement, and we symbolize it with this little tilde P. All right, next. All right, here we're supposed to write out a variety of different statements based on this P here. The original statement is the stars are visible, and Q, it is night. So this symbol here, right here, means implies, or it's basically if P, then Q. All right? If P, then Q. So the statement would be if the stars are visible, then it is night. Okay? Now I put the hypothesis of this statement here in blue and the conclusion in red. The next statement we're going to write is the converse. The converse, if you look here, instead of P, if P, then Q, it just reverses it. So it's if Q, then P. So you just reverse the hypothesis and conclusion. So let's take a look. Now we would have if it is night, then the stars are visible. So all we did is we just took our original statement up here, if the stars are visible, then it is night, and we reverse the order. If it is night, then the stars are visible. That's the converse. Next, we're going to take a look at the inverse. The inverse of a statement is we take our, instead of P implies Q, it's not P implies not Q, or if not P, then not Q. So it's just like the original statement, except we added not to the two, both the two parts of it, the hypothesis and the conclusion. So in this case, we would have, hold on, I'll back up here. Yeah. We would have if the stars are not visible, then it is not night. So again, it's in the same order as the original. If the stars are visible, then it is night, except in this case, for the inverse, we've just added not to both the hypothesis and the conclusion. All right. Finally, our last one is called the contrapositive. So the contrapositive is basically like the converse, except we've added not. So we reverse the order, the Q and then the P, and we just add not to both of them. So we end up with, if it is not night, then the stars are not visible. All right.